It illustrates it. A picture says 1,000 words. Not only does it say it, it illustrates it. 1918. This is a man who hasn't gotten his flowers, his credits, until 2024. They're always talking about what we didn't do, what we're not capable of. I want you to listen and understand who you truly are. Try to be the man that he was. And also understand something. When you hate yourself, you are powerless. But when you love yourself and others, especially people that look like you, that love you back, you can move mountains. Look what this one man did when all others around him perished. Remind me of a song by Wall. Most of y'all would not know it, but it was Where Was You At? I looked around for somebody to help me. Where was you at? Been all over the seas, looking for you everywhere. Where was you at, black man? I'll tell you, wherever he was a soldier.
This little man fought 24 soldiers alone and killed many of them. In 1918, Henry Johnson was an American soldier who fought bravely in World War I. One night, Henry Johnson was stationed on guard duty in a forest in France when suddenly his group was attacked by dozens of German soldiers. Despite being outnumbered and outgunned, Henry fought back. When all of Henry's team members were injured, he continued fighting alone. He used his rifle and a knife to hand-to-hand combat. Despite being stabbed and hit with a grenade, he managed to kill many of them and injured 24 German soldiers alone. Nobody could stop him, and everyone ran away from there. Although his heroism was not recognized at that time, in 2015, he was posthumously awarded the Medal of Honor by Barack Obama. You should at least like this video for this brave man. This little man fought 24...
Now, they're always talking about posthumously. They're after they're dead. They get the deserving recognition that they were due when they came from World War I, World War II, Vietnam, and all the other wars. It wasn't their war, but they called themselves Americans. But you wouldn't let them be Americans. You wouldn't let them be citizens. When they came back here, fighting for a country that they loved, the country loved them back by burning and hanging them, and not giving them jobs, and not giving them land, or even, you didn't have to give it to them, just stop stealing it from them. Oh, but you couldn't do that. And so now, you're up to your old antics again. You will let China buy up all the land that it wants in America, but you won't help a black farmer keep his land. Let me tell you something. Everything that you do in the dark comes to light.
We all playing the game. But brother, you understand as we get older, we can't play the game no more. We got to stand on something. We can't play the game. We can't worry about being accepted. As we get older, and it's going to come to you. It's going to come to you because I see it in you. I'm looking at you, bro. This ain't nothing phony, man. There's morality in you. As you get older, you're not going to be able to smile things off. You're going to be like, fuck it, be mad at me. Be mad at me. I don't care who mad at me. We all playing the game. But brother, you understand as we get older?
Yeah. At certain times in your life, like I am right now, I'm getting sick and tired of certain things myself. Okay?
We can't play the game no more. We got to stand on
Playing this game is not doing us any good. I have to ask you sometimes, I see you like my shows sometimes, and sometimes I know you don't. But I understand that you've been taught not to give flowers or to give your praise to another black man, or to give it to a black man if you're white or you're European But let me tell you something. If you're standing on the fence about supporting me or subscribing to my channel, get off the fence. I can't use you. You know, now you might think he's sabotaging his own station. No, I'm not. I need to know where you stand. You either stand with me or you against me. Ain't no in between. And I don't care who you are. Now, let me tell you something. The other day, when a new president was elected, the world told everybody something. And it was that we stick together no matter what. Even if it's behind a criminal, he's one of us. So I'm putting it down to you right now, for all those who support this channel or who don't. You can go somewhere else if you don't like what I'm saying. Because I haven't asked you for nothing. And you haven't given up nothing. And I'm tired of it. And so this is what you can do. You can turn this channel off, or you can listen to some truth and stand on being a woman or a man and knowing that you support something or you don't. Now, I love you either way it goes. I love you because you're black. And I love you because you're my brother, no matter what hue you are. But see this fake stuff? I can't do it. I can't play that game. You understand? It's a lame game for lame people. I want to be just like who I am. I want to be that one soldier against 24. And I'm not going to look around for your help. I'm just going to go for what I know. And so what? It's a good trade. 1 for 24. 1 for 10. So, understand this. In order for me to do what I'm doing, I have to take time, and I don't write anything down. Everything I got comes from my spirit. The spirit talks to me and through me. And you know what? This is very good, because I was told by YouTube, by TikTok, and all other places, they want, original content. You can't get no more original than this. You know what I'm talking about? And I know sometimes my videos are targeted, just like the people that support me might be targeted. And guess what? You can do whatever you want to do, because this is not going to change. You can take me off or do whatever. But freedom of speech means freedom of speech. Now, sisters and brothers, I would love to have you on my channel. I would love for you to support me. But if you don't think you can do that, take your behind somewhere else. But either way it goes, just know one thing. I love you anyway because you're black. But I have to have people who I can trust. And even if I never see you face to face, I need to be able to feel that trust through this phone. You see, somewhere deep inside you, somewhere deep inside us, there are our spirits speaking to us from way back. You may not want to cop to being who you truly are, but I know who I am. And guess what? I come from New Orleans. And in New Orleans, we all sing Indian songs. But no Indian song become before an African song. I'm African first. It don't matter what kind of Indian blood I have in me, because it didn't come into me until I was born an African. And if you don't like that, like I said, you know what a door is. Yes, sir. I want to get back to something. You know who your God is truly? The way that we think as human beings on this earth? Your God is the God that pays you money, that allows you to put food on the table, buy pretty cars, trinkets. He is the one that you trade your time, not knowing the true value of your time, for his money. He is the one that sits down in the big chair and tells you what to do, and you smile when you don't feel like smiling, and you do what he tells you to do, even when you don't want to do it. And then we say that slavery happened 400-500 years ago. That's what he'll tell you, that, hey, I don't have nothing to do with that because that happened so long ago. Well, y'all lie. It happens day in, day out in 2024. You know, it's a very good trick when somebody don't know that they have been tricked or are being tricked. And I understand one thing, just because you don't put lashes on somebody's back, you can't see the emotional lashes. Okay? You can't see the sexual abuse. You see, you can't see the glass ceilings that you place in front of people or up above people that lets them know that they can only go so far. You can't see Project 25 taking away the Department of Education, DEI, and all the other things that you can think of to try to bring people back into that same condition that they were in so long ago. Well, good luck with that. Y'all wrote it down on paper. Now all you got to do is exercise it, execute it, okay? Because all of those people that you think are asleep, I want to see how you're going to get them in chains. And if they're going to go for that. And not only are you talking about black folks, you're talking about Latinos. You're talking about Europeans that don't know better. They think you're going to use them against blacks and Latinos because you selling hate. And they don't know that they on the market and they on the slave block too. You just using them till you don't need them no more. You see, slavery never went nowhere. It's almost like when I told you, you can put a suit on a garbage can, but it's going to always be a garbage can. A criminal's going to always be a criminal. It doesn't matter if he reforms himself or not. Once you get the label and you have the behavior, you can put suits and give him $1 trillion. He's going to be what he is. And if you think I'm lying, look what happened yesterday. There's no way in the world criminals, convicts weren't even allowed to vote in most places at certain times in history. So how in the world can a criminal or a convict make it to the highest office in the world? Yeah, that's because the law don't apply equally for everybody. And rich people, the law doesn't apply most of the time anyhow because they can buy their way out. It applies to suckers. Okay? Nobody likes to hear nothing like that, but we've been played for a fool. You know why a lot of black people had started going into law? Because they wanted to learn legalese. They wanted to be in the system so that they could use that system to enrich themselves and not to be treated like a slave like everybody else. But once they got in there, they understood you can never be one. First of all, no matter how rich you get, you're not going to be a blue blood. You're not going to be one of the families that actually run this country. And whenever they decide to steamroll you, you just waste like everybody else. Now, I'm going to close by telling you, I don't like asking nobody for things that they already know they're supposed to do. You see, adults, you should not have to tell them to be a patron of the arts or to support your channel when they know what it takes to actually do it. Because if it was for everybody, everybody would be doing it. But I'm going to give you an example. Most parents and people who cook, they know the time and effort it takes to prepare a meal. Just like I know what it takes for me to get in this chair and talk to you about things that I think and feel are important and I know are truthful because I experienced them. Now, some people, they may not like my experiences and I don't give a dog, okay? Because my experiences are my experiences. Their experiences are their experiences, okay? And none of us probably had an easy life. Even when you got a lot of money, it could be a prison, okay? Being in those big houses, because the things that go on in those houses, they help shape who you are as a person. And we see a lot of people committing suicide and doing all kinds of things that are very rich, filthy rich. So money can't be it. All I am telling you is take the time to do what you know is right. When you go into church, nobody has to ask you tithes, but you know they're going to ask you 5 times before you leave out of there. But for you to be too lazy to click on a button to support your brother or sister or any person who's taking the time out to communicate some things to you, that's on you. And anybody that has the guts enough to tell you about it, just like you didn't take time to go vote, just like you didn't take time to let them know how you felt, it's like a merry-go-round. All things come back around.